Who, bro?
This guy, Arthur's just built like him.
Yeah, what about him?
Built like Soitsu.
So I'm here. I'm with Mahdi from the Disciples, who came top 32 at YCS Utrecht. What did you play?
I played True King Dinosaur. So basically, I went into this event with basically no testing. I tried to play the Invoke deck, the Invoke Shadow deck. It was too hard to play. I didn't have Spiral, so I just decided to play like what I thought would be the best deck for me to play, which was Dinosaurs, because I was already testing the deck from like prior regionals and stuff, so I was pretty comfortable with the deck. And I thought it was an okay pick, but like as I went on over the weekend, I just realised this is like what I believe to be one of the best decks, if not the best deck of the format.
Weren't you actually meant to sell the deck? What happened to that?
Let's not talk about it. I told people not to let me play this deck anymore, but like I played it and I topped. So. Anyways, let's get into the profile.
Let's go.
Cool. So for the Dino portion, we have 3 Overraptor, 3 Miss. I'm not going to do too much explaining on like actual ratios and stuff, because the main deck is essentially the same as Scott Page's main deck from the week before. Shout out to... We'll sort that out in a bit. We'll cut. Anyways, shout out to Scott Page. I basically stole his main deck and ran with it, and it was pretty good. Like, I'll probably like go over some things that I think some Dinosaur players miss, and a few things that I considered changing, and what I might do going forward. So this doesn't change at all. Like this gets this, this gets this. Like these cards are nuts. Giant Rex just allows you to make more explosive plays on like turn 3 and 4. You know, you go Misk, banishing this, summon another guy, summon this back, make a rank 4. Yeah, it's just a really good card. We play 3 Baby Ceratosaurus, red, green and blue. Shoutouts to Leon for these. Just real nice cards. He basically let me like half the deck as well, so shoutouts to him. Yeah, these enable all your combos, so I was obviously playing like the True King build, simply because like they just extend the ceiling so high. Like it's better than the Shadow build, better than just playing Lost World. So 3 of this, 1 of this, this. So a lot of builds were cutting this, but I thought like Trishula was just way too broken to like not play this card. So
outs literally anything.
It just literally outs anything. It just like kills your opponent's follow-up plays and stuff. 2 Conductor, 2 Kaiju. I'll talk about
So
this.
yeah, I was gonna ask why like 2 instead of just 1.
So when I talk about like, I'm gonna put these to the side because we consider these like part of the board breaking cards. So you go second with this deck, and you want to just draw like at least 2 board breaking cards. So this goes here as well with these board break with the 1 Pancratops. This is not only a board breaker, but it's like part of some of your combos where you can summon it off with Petite or summon it back with the Overraptor. Like this card's amazing. Like it brings back everything. Like it just enables so many different kinds of plays. So like this is part of the board breaking like package. And then True Kings, 3 and 1. These just extend your ceiling so high, and that's it from the monster.
So why didn't you play? I mean, what do you think of not playing the Co-Atlas?
So, in weeks prior, like when I was testing this deck, I was playing the 1 Colatulus and the Pills, and I was just like, they were just brick cards. Like every time I wanted to get Conductor, I would just add the Conductor, and like every time I drew Overtext, it was a completely dead card in my hand. So I just wanted to reduce the number of bricks. We're already playing like this, like True Kings and multiples can brick. So like we just wanted to like make the deck as consistent as possible. Makes sense. So that's it for the monsters. And then for spells, 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Pop Extravagance, really good cards. For field spells, we took people to the Lost World. Diagram. Sometimes you take them to the Mystic Mine.
You want to kiss her?
True.
We took them to all 3 places, bro. Like all of these cards were broken.
You just get what you need.
Exactly, and then you also play the 1 Terror and the 1 set rotation for all of these. I end up using this as like a disruption a few times against Shadow.
Yeah.
Where you just set it, they go like melt down, you go activate it, they don't get Alistair, they don't have a fusion spell, their deck's shit. And then board breaking cards. So alongside these, we played the 2 Lightning Storm. Shouts to Barney for this.
Why only 2 instead of like 3?
I didn't think about the deck list. I just copied Scott Page's list.
Oh, fair enough.
And
Net decking scrub.
Literally. 2 mind control, and 3 evenly matched.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, he ended up just playing a third one of this, and then like made it 42. So like, yeah. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 board breaking cards.
Yeah.
I think is a good number going second. So you usually.
And then like mine as well, and you have
The mine, yeah, exactly. So like these also like end up being board breakers, pseudo board breakers. These usually just start your combo off, but like it can be a board breaker if you need it. And then you have like the 3 pot of desires to draw into these. So like having 10 is optimal, like going second, because then you have a good chance of at least seeing 2 different ones. So like seeing 2 different board breakers is really good. And then you just because the deck all functions off of like 2 card combos, so you only really need to see like 2 cards and then 2 of these, and that you should win the game through like any board essentially, except for like the spiral one, simply because like if they go first and make their whole board, it's so stupid. Like they end on like sleeper and
So I'd imagine this really helps in the spiral matchup.
sort of, but then you just end up losing to the DD Crow, which happened to me a few times. So I came to the consensus over the weekend that against Spiral, you just kind of have to go first and hope you draw just engine cards with follow-up and like hand traps post side. And if you know they're playing Spiral, you just blind first and hope to like scramble into a VFD or like an IP and a rank 4. But yeah, that's just the main deck, 41 cards. It was basically a perfect main deck. I wouldn't really change anything. The only thing that could probably change is like the 1 Kaiju for something else, or just make it 40. But otherwise I had no issues.
How did you like Evenly?
Evenly was cracked. Evenly was so
fair
good.
enough.
Like, that card just says banish everything except
What kind of board do you set up once you Evenly win?
It really depends on what you draw. So like, if you draw like the True King packages with like the baby, you'll go for a True King play with the Overraptor to make like Trishula and the rank 9.
Yeah.
But if you just draw like Lost World, if you have like Overraptor with Lost World, you make IP in a rank 4, and I'll show that play afterwards as well.
Cool. Let's move on to the side deck or extra deck. Yeah.
So the extra deck played 2 Trishula and 2 VFD, True King of all calamities. I cut down on these. Like most of the list played 3 and 3. I wanted to play more utility cards in my extra deck, as you'll see like when I go over to the links. But I thought 2 and 2 was enough. I was usually just banishing like one of these or one of these. If I was ever banishing like both of something, like it wasn't that big a deal. I was more upset with banishing 2 of this than 2 of this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like this is like more of a secondary like sort of win button, whereas you can sort of still just play with your engine and just still be fine with that. For the rank 4s, 2 Dolka, 1 Lagia, these are just like the best rank 4s like in the game, and this deck just makes them for free. So play those. 1 Exciton, this was for like back row decks and like mine decks. So a big problem I was having with back row decks is like the Dinosaur cards and the Dinosaur engine itself. It doesn't really do anything to threaten back row. So it's not like Tough and Aging where those cards are just toxic and they like out your back row and give you combo. So it's like if I was making a rank 4 against like those kinds of decks, I would either like force them to negate my Dinosaur cards because they respected this, or they didn't respect this and I'd summon it and they'd either negate it and that would negate, or it would just blow up their field. And like if they negated it, I would just like push with the rest of my cards in hand. And then 1 Dweller, just because it's a good utility rank 4 to make going first. And that's it for the Exceeds. I played quite a lot of Link Monsters in my extra deck, so I played 1 IP, 1 Heater. This realistically could have been like another IP because its real effect didn't really come up, but it is just another link that puts like Miscellaneous in the grave. 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn for the IP play obviously. 1 Appaloosa, because you can make it with IP, or like some of your plays where if you're going Diagram Baby, instead of making the VFD, if you see that extra deck with the Lithosagim and you see like Altergeist cards, you just make this and like a rank 4, and that's usually enough against that deck rather than the VFD, and then 1 Boral Sword. This was my only OTK enabler in the extra deck, so like a lot of the other decks, a lot of the other True King Dinosaur decks, they play things like multiple Pentastags or Dugarez to like enable OTKs with the Conductor. So the thing is, when I was playing this deck, I was not really looking to OTK, I was more looking to sort of crack a board, trade cards with my opponents, and then just like sort of choke their follow-up with like the Trishula and IP. And that's why I didn't really focus on like OTKing as much. I thought that was a good way to win. Like I only OTK'd like 4 times over the weekend. So like that was just my take on the deck and how I decided to play it this weekend. Bear in mind, like for the past 2 years I've been playing shit decks like Altergeist and Striker, which have never killed people, or they kill people in like 3 turns or 4 turns, and that mentality just kind of stuck. Like I don't know, like it worked for me all weekend. Like I definitely enjoyed having like utility of like Phoenix and Unicorn in my extra deck.
Did you ever banish like stuff you needed with Extravagance or?
Yeah, like it happens, but like you just make different plays. So like if you're banishing like Dolkers, you just make Appaloosa IP instead. Or if you like banish one of these, you make like it's fine. Like if you banish cards, because like the draw 2 is so powerful because your main deck engine just produces disrupt on its own, and you have like enough rank 4. Like if you're banishing all your rank 4s, then it's a bit unfortunate. But, like, you usually get by.
So finally side
That's
deck?
for the extra deck. For the side deck, I need to sort this out. So I played hand traps in the side deck for like if I didn't know if I was going first or second. So my hand trap ratio is 3 Crow, 2 Droll, 2 Ash Blossom. I'll just put in the rest of the going first cards here as well. So like 3 Called by the Grave and 2 Twin. So when I went so against Spiral, as I said, I just decided I can't go second against that deck because it's way too broken. So like you just side in these 10 going first for the 10 board breaking cards, and then you just hope to draw into one of these or 2 of these alongside like a Lost World play or a Diagram play and hope for the best. Ash was interesting simply because so Ash was good because the format was just so diverse for this event, because like I played like 6 different matchups over the weekend, and in like 4 of them like Ash was good. So like, it's good against Mech Invoke, it's good against Shadow Invoke, it's good against the Mirror Match, it's good against like random rogue decks like Madolche that I played against. Like this card was just really good to have. If I was to go back and change my side deck a little bit though, I'd probably play 3 of this and 2 of this, simply because I just did struggle with the Spiral matchup that much. Like Crow's good against Spiral, but like Droll's obviously better. I thought this would be better just as I thought this was like the second best hand trap after like Ash on Ibiru. Because like it's also good against Shadow. You can like play this, because against Shadow you decide this and Called by the Graves, because it's good offensively as well for like when they go Shadow Fusion add backs. You can just Crow the Shadow Fusion, and that will kill their follow-up as well. And then for the last 2 cards in my side deck, last 3, 2 Dark Ruler No More, just more board-breaking cards going second against Spiral, against Luna, against all those kinds of things. And these are like more outs to Baguska against that deck, and then one reboot because back row's hateful.
So how do you find Reboot now that it's at 1?
I didn't see it, but like, still a good card to play. One thing I do want to talk about with like Called by the Grave is like, because a lot of Dino builds are playing like hard going first cards, like the Sanctums or DDGs or whatever, or like Anti-Spell, which I saw a lot of players playing. I decided again, like, I didn't really want those kinds of blowout cards. I wanted like more versatile cards in my deck, and I thought like this deck. I went into this thinking like this deck has like such a good engine. Like why would I want to be siding like these cards that slow my opponent down when I can play cards that just let me play my own game? Because like my game is just dishonest. Like this Lost World's broken.
Privileged deck.
Every card just has broken effects in this deck. So like I was thinking, if I'm gonna play a card to go first, I'm gonna play something that pushes my playstyle. And yeah, that's the deck. Alright, so I just wanted to quickly show off some things that you can do with this deck, going first, going second. Yeah, bro, this deck's broken. So like, your most consistent openings are sort of like Lost World Overactor.
So if you open this card that has 7 effects, you can win.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, man, like, I'm carried, bro. So, you do this, you go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, give them a token.
Vela.
I'll kill you. And then you can go Overactor, target the token, pop the baby, get the misc. So most people here would just kind of like overlay into a rank 4 and pass, but like I wanted to take this a little bit further because I'm greedy and I don't play around Nibiru. You summon IP, you banish 4 off of the misc. to summon
Another myth?
another mist.
Ooh,
Yeah.
follow up.
Like this is, yeah, exactly. Like, and then Rex comes back, and then you just make any rank 4 of your choosing. So usually it's Dweller, or it's one of these cards. So like ending on this board is like really strong, simply because like you have the 2 dinosaurs engraved for next turn for the mist to banish again and summon, give them another token. This is more disruption. Like a lot of decks can't beat this opening, and this is
only 2 cards. Yeah.
So like even if they disrupt it, if you're able to extend with like True Kings and stuff, it's just insane the sort of things you can do.
I would say let's put this in the cube.
And show another thing. So also just want to show like the power of these cards, like because you can have, okay, say if your setup's like this engraved, or just any sort of dinosaurs, and like you have Overraptor in hand. So again, another thing I see a lot of players do is they just kind of like normal summon Overraptor, get the Conductor, where is he at? Banish 2 with Conductor, get the Rex, make a rank 4, and then just kind of like go from there. Whereas there's so much more you can do with these effects. So like you can go, say this is your grave, this is your hand. You can do so much with this. Like you banish these 2, summon, like say this is like turn 3 or turn 4. Summon a baby, effective Rex comes back, normal Overraptor. Add whatever you want. It can be Conductor, it can be another Misc. And then you just like do things like Overraptor pop, bring this one back, summon this. Like you can get like Pank Tops here to out a card as well. And then just like you can link off as well. You can just like do crazy things. Use this, make a rank 4, banish again, pop this, get the Misc for next turn. And like you have insane. This is why I didn't really play like any of the OTK enablers, simply because like this deck just has so many ways to like set up follow-ups for the next turn. Like it's insane.
This guy's back at 3.
Yeah, literally, like this coming back to 3 was probably the biggest thing for this deck over like Lithosagem coming back, I think.
Yeah, just getting both is like
literally.
fair enough.
No.
Do you have any shout outs or any last words?
Loads, like first of all, shouts to the Brotherhood. I wouldn't be here today without these guys. Shouts to Michael. Put the camera in, Michael. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Shout outs to the Disciples, obviously, the team that came with me. All of you are amazing. Thanks for the support. Shout outs to all the UK players that came with us. Shout outs to Leon for lending me half the deck. Like, let's play this game real quick where I go through every card I don't own. There we go. I own these. These are shit cards. I don't own these. These are amazing. I don't own these. These are Barney's. Shout outs to Barney. These aren't mine. Like basically the good cards.
Basically everything over £5.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, literally anything that's like remotely expensive is not mine in this deck. Shouts to everyone that came along. Shouts to everyone supporting me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just shouts to everyone that came along. Shouts to Sam for topping another YCS.
Yeah.
7-2 win rate.
Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I'll link it somewhere. Got a farm free clout somehow.
Yeah.
I have like 10 followers this week. But yeah, shout outs to my man Arthur. Where is he at?
Oh yeah, there he is.
Man like Doitsu.
If we can focus in.
Yeah. Shout outs to Cameron for not lending me his install.
Fair enough.
And that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Cool.